Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this yummy, tasty one-pot chicken parmigiana, which is also keto friendly. So if you guys want to see how I make this meal, then please keep watching. To start off with, guys, I'm going to start with my ingredients, which are chicken breasts, and these chicken breasts I got from Woolies. Then we're going to go in with this Cajun spice, which is also sugar-free. We're also going to go in with this chicken seasoning, which is also sugar-free for those who are keto-friendly. Following that, we have a little bit of chopped garlic, a can of peeled and diced tomatoes, a pack of baby spinach. Feel free to use any spinach you would like. The next thing I have is some mozzarella and some Gouda cheese, but I ended up using just mozzarella for this video. And lastly, some chopped onion. So you guys, I'm going to start with my sauce. Now the secret behind the flavor in this dish is to make your tomato sauce from scratch. You can use some canned tomato sauce, but I would suggest you make it yourself. Okay guys, now we're going to wait for the oil to get a little bit hot, and the first thing that I'm going to do is basically saute my onions. You want to make sure you saute them for a little bit and just get them nice and translucent. Now here's where the flavor comes in. You want to add a little bit of mild curry powder. Now normally in black families, when you're making tomato gravy, we always add a little bit of curry powder, and I'm just going to add a little bit of black pepper because I feel like black pepper and onions just taste really, really good together. I don't even have a reason for it. Once the onions have cooked a little bit through, I'm going to add a little bit of my chopped garlic. Now, I don't like adding my chopped garlic and my onions at the same time because I feel like garlic cooks really quickly. So I add it towards the end just to kind of let the fragrant flavor come through of the garlic. Next thing I'm going to add is my chopped tomatoes, guys. Now the reason I always opt for canned tomatoes is because they reduce your cooking time and they have a lot of juice and sauce in them, which kind of give you more sauce, more flavor. So I really like them. Following that, you guys, I'm just going to add a little bit of Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt is pink salt, just to the tomatoes, and allow that to cook inside the sauce. Always make sure to taste your food, guys. Personally, for me, I like my sauce on the sweet side, so I like to kind of tone down the salt in my sauce. While the sauce is cooking, guys, I'm just going to wilt down my spinach. Now, what I did is I literally waited for the pan to get super, super hot. And then I added just a little bit of water just so that it could release the steam and kind of allow the spinach to wilt. I'm not entirely sure if that was the right thing to do, but I did it anyway. Okay guys, now it's time to season the chicken. Now for anybody who's made chicken parmigiana before, I know you guys are expecting me to obviously like put a lot of breading on my chicken, but because I'm on a keto diet, I'm trying to stay away from carbs as much as I can, so I'm just going to use the chicken as is for today. To start off with, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on the chicken, and this is just to help with seasoning the chicken. I'm going to be using some Cajun spice and some chicken seasoning, and they don't have that much salt content. But as you can see, I'm using very, very little salt. Now I'm going to add the chicken seasoning, you guys. For anybody who's on a keto-friendly diet, I would suggest you get this chicken seasoning. It's sugar-free and it's so, so flavorful and delicious. The next thing I'm going to add, you guys, is paprika. Now, like we said, this is the spice that has absolutely no use whatsoever, but the paprika brings the color into the chicken, which is what I absolutely love. And for those who like a little kick in their food, I added just a little bit of chili flakes. You can barely see it, but I did just for that kick in flavor. There's barely any chili flakes. Now guys, I'm going to add that Cajun spice. Now that Cajun spice is where all the salt is going to be coming from. Added very little salt, added quite a bit of seasoning, but the spice is what's going to bring out the flavor of the chicken. Now it's time to fry the chicken, guys. I'm waiting till the pan gets hot, and I'm just going to place my chicken breast face down and allow them to cook. Now, I love doing this method first because it allows them to give that brown red feel, and it just looks so delicious. Now guys, you're going to let your chicken cook for about 2 minutes each side. Now you don't want to overcook it because chicken breast can get very dry. So you want to watch it and make sure that it cooks and it just gets that color on the outside of the chicken. After about 2 minutes, guys, you want to turn them over so we can see the color. Ah, that looks amazing. Now the tomato sauce has been cooking for about ±7 minutes, so I'm going to add a little bit of brown sugar. I normally like my sauce to be sweet, so I add 2 tablespoons. But for anybody who likes that tomato flavor, you can keep it to 1 tablespoon. Just looking at that sauce, you can tell that there's so much texture. There's still tomatoes, there's still onions. You can taste every bite. It's 10 times better than a store-bought sauce. You can also add some Worcestershire sauce. Is that how you say it? But this is an optional step. I just like this because I like the flavor of it and I like how it changes the color of the sauce. This is definitely optional, but I would say you can add it for more flavor. Chicken is cooked for 2 minutes on both sides, so I'm just going to take it out the pan. I really want to do the 1-pot pan within this pan so that I can retain the flavor of the chicken. So I'm not going to wash this pan because I want all the flavor that is sunk down to kind of mix in with the sauce. Now guys, I'm going to add the tomato sauce in the pan. I've kept the pan on but on a low heat because I'd really like the chicken broth to kind of cook in with the tomato sauce. Now we are going to place the chicken inside the sauce. You want to make sure that each piece of chicken is kind of drenched within the sauce just to allow it to cook. So it's going to cook inside the tomato sauce. Doing this also allows us to retain the juices of the chicken and keep the chicken nice and moist. Next guys, you want to add your wilted spinach right on top of the chicken. Now I'm doing it this way because like I said, I didn't cut the chicken in half and I obviously didn't have the panko crust, so I decided to just keep the spinach right on top of the chicken. Now for my favorite part, the mozzarella cheese. Now I love cheese and I love mozzarella on anything. So I put the mozzarella and I basically cover the whole chicken, the whole pan with just mozzarella cheese. Now you want to pop your pan into the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes until the chicken is finely cooked and the cheese has melted. Once it's cooked all the way through, you can now take out your pan and it is basically ready to eat. It looks so delicious. Now guys, I'm just going to dish up and I'm just going to put a little bit of pumpkin and a little bit of cream spinach. Anybody who knows me knows how much I love cream spinach and pumpkin. I could eat it every day. And now for the star of the show, you guys, the chicken Parmigiana. Look at that. It's cheesy, it's got spinach, it's got tomato. It looks absolutely divine. And there we have it, guys, my easy to make 1-pan chicken Parmigiana, which is also keto friendly and it's great for a weeknight meal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.